Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if you're new. If you don't know me, I am Kita and I talk about money, finances and personal development. My topics are usually along those lines. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how I burnt my money. how I invested my money. So let's get into the video. So far so good. I don't think making money is that hard. I don't think it's as hard as keeping the money. No, it's very easy to lose money. Especially in these times, it's easier to make money now, and it's also easier to lose money because of scammers. They are everywhere. They are smart. They are cunning. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I think the first time I learned or really understood the concept of investment was when I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I kind of got sucked into making money, investing it, all of that. I was like, I need to make money. I need to. At that time, I would call my friends, tell them, this thing, buy stocks, we need to invest in stuff. But I didn't even have money to even invest in it. So I decided that I was going to start working on making money, and I put my hand into a lot of things at that time. And eventually I made the money. I learned the skills, read a lot of books on investment before I decided to delve into investment. And even at that, I still burnt my money. I think investment is not about reading books on investment. It's not about being intelligent. This thing is very, very psychological. It's as if your mind works against you. But it's not funny. But we're going to be talking about it. So first thing I'm going to be talking about right now is if you don't understand how it works, it's riskier. I'm going to be reading it out. I wrote some things here. I've gotten into different bad investments, mostly because I didn't really have first-hand knowledge on how it works. Which odds? From NFTs to crypto and network marketing. I think when it comes to investment, it's not enough to do a meager 40 minutes research. I think research has to be your whole life. You need to understand what you're getting into and the psychology behind it. Also, a lot of people pretend to know things. Even if they don't, they pretend to understand and tell you what they think and not what is a fact. I have learned that it is crucial to differentiate a fact from an opinion. If you don't understand it, it becomes more riskier. Riskier. It becomes riskier. I think this is a story for another day, but I'll just talk a little about it. I've delved into network marketing, crypto, NFTs, stocks, Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes, and I've lost I've lost money. It's not funny. And there was one thing that was common in everything. I did not understand exactly what I was doing. I didn't get it, but I just went into it anyways. And that is a lesson that I have paid with my hard-earned money and sweat. If you don't understand what you're putting your money into, the best thing is not to put your money into it. It's a very simple lesson, but it's very hard because most people talk about investment schemes and they are so sure of what they are saying. You get this, this is the ROI you will get, this is how they are making the profit that they are giving you. And they have this sweet mouth. You just get sucked into the idea that you could be rich within a shorter period of time. You just want to do it. You don't want to miss out. So you don't put all of your money into it, believing that you are different from all the people who have been scammed in the past. Because you are special and the grace of the Lord is covering you. Only for them to steal your money and you're left in the mud and back to the trenches again. It's not funny. If they cannot explain it to a layman, then there's no point doing it. You need to be able to grab the idea. What is your money doing and how are you getting the gains and the returns from it? I learned that the hard way. And this particular script, I wrote it in pain. So, believe me, introduce you to a scheme or to an investment plan or to whatever. Doing a 40 minutes research is not enough. You need to sit down because your money is going into it. You need to understand the concept, the words, everything. You need to get it. Else you'll be losing money. Always do your own research. These influencers, these gurus, they will always tell you that there's this thing you can put your money in, there's this thing you can put your money in. They're not telling you how much they've lost. telling you that they are not sure that they won't be losing money, or that it was a paid thing, or that they are gaining from you, especially in all these Ponzi's and pyramid schemes. When they introduce you to something, they gain from it. That's the reason why they are so resilient. Like, but eventually when you put your money into it, when you call them like this, they may not even pick your call anymore. So you just gotta do your own research and take your time. Don't have that FOMO, don't have that fear of missing out. Just take this life is very short. It's better for you to spend your money than to invest it and lose it. I'm talking from experience. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is optimism, fear, and greed. I do think these are my biggest issues so far. The greed to make more money within a shorter period of time, to be financially free as early as possible, the longing to do more with my life and cramp up the effort within a short period of time. I've also noticed there's a fear of going broke driving most of my decisions. It's almost like I'm making decisions out of fear. This fear clouds my judgment and makes it harder for me to make fact-based decisions. It doesn't even matter how much I read or learn about these three things. I always seem to be so optimistic and sure it won't happen to me. For some reason, it's almost as if my brain is wired to think that certain scenarios cannot happen to me because I'm special. Optimism is a very dangerous emotion because it clouds judgment. Just as I've read. I think one of the things that worked against me in the world of investment was optimism, the fear of missing out, and greed. When these three things drive your decisions, there's a high chance that you're going to make the wrong ones. I know, like, especially if you grow up in Nigeria, it's hard. It's very hard. So you kind of grow up with this fear of poverty and this, let's say, innocent greed to want to make money. I want to make money fast, especially with everything going on around. Retire early, retire before the age of 30, retire this, retire that. And with people flaunting money, flaunting wealth, you just want to make your own share. You want to make money as fast as you can, as early as possible. But then you end up losing money for these three things. I think one thing that worked against me a lot was optimism. Me believing that this thing is legit. It wasn't fact-based, like I mentioned earlier on. It wasn't research-based. It was just me believing that it would be good. You know, it wasn't based on facts. Like, yeah, I know this is true. This is true. This is true. It was based on. I was like, I'm taking a risk, and the risk in my head was like, there was like a 80% chance that I'll be getting my money back, and that is to say for all of the investments I have mentioned earlier on, Ponzi's, NFTs and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm putting my money into this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to lose money. And there was that fear of going broke, the fear of losing money. That just fear of missing out. That just charged me like, gotta put my money into this thing. And at the end of the day, I ended up losing. But at least I learned my lessons. You know, it doesn't even matter how much you read about it. It does not matter what books you read. It's like your brain sort of works against you. Maybe our brains are wired to be positive or something. I don't know. It just kind of works against you. Let's move to the third one. Okay, so this one is, there really is a place of luck and edge when it comes to investment. Let me read it out as well. This for sure is something I deny a lot, that luck really exists. As an overachiever, I have been told several times that some of my achievements are based on luck, but I know I worked hard for them. As a result of this, I ruled out the luck concept completely. But so far so good. I've seen that luck plays a huge role in investments and wealth creation. If you are lucky enough to hear about an opportunity before most people and you take the necessary steps, chances are that you would make a lot of money from it before others. Be it a pyramid scheme, a network marketing scheme, an investment like stocks or crypto coins. Yeah, we can't completely rule out the luck factor. Yes, if you are one of the first few to join into a Ponzi scheme or like a pyramid scheme, there's a high chance that you're going to make a lot of money from it, because most of these things favors the early people, the early birds. They tend to make the most profits. But when it starts casting, when a lot of people start knowing about it, then you join into it, there's a high chance that you're going to lose money. As well as I got this Ponzi and pyramid schemes, network marketing schemes, tends to favor the people who joined the earliest. So if you find out that you are not one of the early birds, seriously, if you must do Ponzi, if you are not one of the early people, you are going to lose money. Okay, the early birds are the kind of examples, So they kind of settle them, they pay them. There's luck. And I think I learned that the hard way. Especially when if you're in the NFT community too, you realize that luck exists, because there are some servers that you might this server cannot do well, just feed them. Yeah. Next thing you know, people are cashing out big from the server, from the project. You're unlocking out, or you didn't even hear about it. Luck is just something that plays out. Like we can't control it. Like there are a lot of things that create probabilities for a lot of things to happen, and it may not happen for good to you at that particular time. This is what it is. So let's move to the next thing I learned. Sticking to the plan is hard, but profitable. Over time, I have realized that one of the hardest things to do is to stick to the plan. Most times we get carried away by the amount of things happening around us that we either forget to plan or we don't even create one at all. Having a spending, investment, money-making plan would really make a difference. If I had done that when I started, I probably wouldn't have made as many mistakes as I did. Also, I would have understood exactly what I was doing. Although, not like I didn't really have like a budget, and I did have a budget, and that was what saved me from losing too much money. But I did lose money, mostly because of my lack of knowledge and my fear of missing out. And then I had some plans that I made that I was like, I'm going to follow through with this plan. But at some point, I kind of forgot about it because I was moving so fast. I was just like ahead of myself. I just wanted to make all the money I wanted to make right now, and I ignored my plan. And the plans I made were well thought out, but me moving so fast, I could barely think. I believe firmly that if you've made a plan, it's going to be harder for you to lose money, especially if your plan is a solid one that covers you for months or say years. It's going to be hard for you to lose too much money to the world of investments. You have to kind of have an investment plan. You need to have a financial advisor. Not those people that will be telling you NFA, not financial advice, not financial. You really would need to get like somebody that is experienced, knowledgeable, and understands exactly what it is that they are doing. Now, let's move to the next one. The fast-paced life sucks. Aha! This one is kind of controversial, but I can't help but notice the toxic environment in the NFT space. While I did meet a bunch of people who are genuinely interested in vibing and getting to know each other, I still noticed that a lot of people were more interested in only hustling. And the hustle culture, otherwise known as grinding, happens a lot in the space. And in no time, I started to feel burnt out, tired, mentally, physically. But that is a story for another day. I want to live a slow lifestyle, a life I can keep up with. I want to live every day intentionally. I want money, of course, but not at the expense of my mental and physical health. That is the hard part. I did a lot of research into hustle culture, burnout, and like I mentioned earlier on, I recently joined into the NFT community because of my curiosity and my need to make money. And I learned a ton of things, which I'm going to make a separate video for. I learned a ton of things about NFTs and stuff. But I also noticed that there was this toxic environment where you get rewarded based on how active you are chatting. Although the reward is great, but I could not rule out the fact that I was having insomnia. I spent roughly a month, let's just say 3 weeks, actively grinding. But I realized that I started to have like insomnia, couldn't sleep well. My relationship with my own, people, my close buddies started like drifting off. I started neglecting my food, like eating, all of that. Then I also noticed that coupled with this is the fact that it is a risk. A project can rug. I'm only saying the negatives at this point, okay? There are some positive sides to it. A project can rug. Rug means like it can be a scam, okay? So and you would not even know, it's very hard to understand which is the truth and what is not the truth. So I kind of noticed a bunch of stuff, and I noticed that it was so fast. Same with when I was doing network marketing. The lifestyle was so fast, I barely had enough time to think. And kind of noticed that it's a lot for, when you are hustling, you are just on the go. And life feels so hard and so difficult. And that's something I don't want. I don't want that kind of lifestyle for myself. I want a very, very peaceful life where I just am aware of everything going on around me. Not everything, but at least I'm aware to some extent. No, that's a lesson that I've learned. It's very hard to live slowly, especially if you want to make money. It's difficult. Now let's talk about the next thing. When you fall, you pull yourself back up. I've lost a lot of money in investments. And I'm laughing because it hurts. But I know that I have to learn some lessons while losing. And I have to be extremely realistic that while I can make and multiply my money through investment, I can also lose it. And for some of the great investors that we know, they've also lost money. And I don't think I was prepared mentally for that reality. Well, it is a risk. If it's investment, then it's a risk. It is not sure. But to some extent, you can do fact-based research. But when you get to a point where you've lost a lot of money, understand that when you go down, the only place left to go is up. When you fall, you pick yourself back up. You work on making money and also investing it. And that's one lesson that I think I have to mention. You need a major source of income for things like crypto, for all of those things. You still need to have a separate source of income when you're starting out. At least a solid source of income that you can be getting money from, which is some of the things I'm grateful for. At least I have some skills that can give me money. So even if I lose some of the money I put into my investment portfolio, I still know that I am making money somewhere else, and I'm not going back, or let me say I'm not going far too deep into the trenches. And one last thing, diversification helps a lot. If you've invested into crypto and you've also invested into stocks, at least stocks didn't dip as bad as crypto. But if the crypto dip affected you, sorry, and I hope you learned one or two lessons from it. Sadness and depression. So I'm going to read this last thing, everything. Life is unpredictable. For a fact, bad things would happen, some of which we are not prepared for, and others which we are, but it doesn't matter. When bad things happen, I need to have the courage to move on, the courage to learn my lessons, the courage to start over, and the courage to keep going. I hope you learned one or two things from my rants. So, I hope you learned one or two things from my rants. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, seriously, subscribe. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you know whenever I release a new video. And also like the video, because if you don't like the video, it means you don't like me. And if you don't like me, it means you're weird. Anyways, that's all for today. Bye. See you later. Mwah. That was so weird and cringe. Bye.